Zuckerberg thought he had the deal of his life. The AI race was on the world's top tech companies. We're all scrambling for control. And Meta just pulled a rabbit out of the hat. Then China said no. But to understand what really happened, we need to go back. Because the story didn't start with Zuckerberg. It started somewhere else entirely. July 2025, 2 in the morning. A private charter lifts off from a runway. And officially, nobody used that night. On board, a founding team hard drives. A decision that cannot be undone. The name of their company, Butterfly Effect. 6 months later, Mark Zuckerberg would write a $2 billion check for what they were carrying on that flight. He thought he was buying the future. Beijing had other plans. March 2025, Manus AI launches, not with a press release, with a video. 90 seconds of a computer operating itself. No human touching the keyboard. The AI booking flights, filing reports, writing code, sending emails anonymously, continuously without stopping. China's tech world erupts. The comparisons to Deep Six start within hours. The national pride is real. The next revolution. The next DeepSeek. The founding team. Brilliant Beijing-based, working under a parent company, quietly registered offshore. That company's name, Butterfly Effect Limited, registered in Singapore. At the time, nobody thought the name meant anything. Here's what everyone missed. Manus was not just smart. Manus was agentic. There's a difference, and it's enormous. A regular AI answers and questions. An agentic AI takes actions on computers, on networks, autonomously, without supervision, without stopping. Military planners have a term for technology that can serve both civilian and military purposes. They call it dual use. Beijing started watching Manus differently from the moment it launched. Not because of what it could say, because of what it could do. Their code was written in China. Their team was in China. Their servers were in China. But their parent company, Butterfly Effect Limited, was registered in Singapore. Silicon Valley lawyers have a name for this strategy. They call it Singapore Washing Register Offshore. Appear global. Deflect Beijing's jurisdiction. It had worked before. For others, they believed it would work for them. They were half right. July 2025. The midnight flight, we don't know exactly what triggered it. A conversation that went wrong. A visit from someone who shouldn't have visited. A document that made the risk suddenly, viscerally real. What we know. The founding team, the core code, and a set of hard drives lifted off from China. In the middle of the night, they landed in Singapore. They thought they were free. December 2025, Meta's AI team has been watching Manus since March. Zuckerberg has a theory. The future of AI is not chatbots. It's agents, autonomous systems, technology that operates without human oversight. And in his view, Manus has built something that nobody in Silicon Valley has yet. The offer arrives, $2 billion. The announcement breaks on a Tuesday morning. The tech press erupts Zuckerberg's biggest AI acquisition. Meta buys the company that out-DeepSeek. The headlines write themselves. Silicon Valley believes the deal is done. But there is one detail that almost no journalist mentions. The code was written in China. The team grew up in China. The breakthrough happened in China. The company flew to Singapore. The origin did not. The butterfly had not escaped. It had just moved to a different window. And somewhere in Beijing, a file was being opened. January 2026. Beijing's response is not a press release. It is a file quietly, without announcement. China's Ministry of State Security opens a national security investigation, not into the company, into the deal. For 3 months, nothing is public. Meta's lawyers finalize terms. The founders begin planning their new lives. The acquisition proceeds in the headlines, and in Beijing, the file grows. Then, April 2026, China's National Development and Reform Commission, the NDRC, officially announces the deal is blocked. Not delayed, not under review, blocked. The reasoning: the intellectual property at the core of Manus AI was developed in China, using Chinese infrastructure, under Chinese regulatory conditions. Therefore, it is subject to Chinese jurisdiction. The Singapore registration? Irrelevant the midnight flight? Irrelevant the parent company's name. Butterfly effect? Irrelevant. The butterfly had been flying inside a cage it didn't know existed. Meta's $2 billion deal, frozen, the acquisition, void, and the founders? Trapped, not metaphorically, physically. China's exit bans are real. Travel restrictions are real. The founding team of a company registered in Singapore, acquired by an American corporation, cannot leave China. Let's be precise about what just happened. Singapore washing, the strategy of registering offshore to escape. Beijing's reach is dead. Beijing has just demonstrated that jurisdiction follows the brain, not the address. It doesn't matter where you incorporate. It doesn't matter which flag is on your registration. If your breakthrough happened inside China, Beijing considers it theirs. And there's something even deeper here. Manus isn't a messaging app. It isn't a photo filter. It is an agentic AI system. A system that can autonomously operate computers, networks, and critical infrastructure. Beijing didn't block this deal because of trade policy. Beijing blocked this deal because they look at agentic AI the way the United States looks at enriched uranium. You don't let it leave. Duncan Clark is one of the West's foremost analysts of the Chinese tech industry after the NDRC ruling. He said this clearly: after Manusgate, founders will know. If you start in China, you stay in China. Not your office, not your servers, you. A company called Butterfly Effect tried to fly the shadow of the wall, reached up, and the world's most powerful technology company, Meta, with $2 trillion in market cap, couldn't stop it. So the next time you hear about an AI startup breaking out of China, ask yourself, where was the code written? The butterfly is still flying. The question is whether it knows it's still inside the cage.